Dan Lennon is with us. Good morning, everybody. Thank
Good.
you so much to come to our live today. It's the first streaming live with our own channel, Digital Nomads. Thank you, Dan Lennon, for helping
My
with
pleasure.
this. Yeah, thank you. Well, what we will talk today? What's the we'll talk about website structuring. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a interesting topic with quite a bit of detail to get into.
Hmm. Nice. What is it about? What we were talking about when we say website structuring?
Well,
It's
you know, when
interesting.
when
Hmm.
a client tells me that they want a website, that's a pretty broad statement. So, if they're serious and we want to move forward with a plan, we have what's called the discovery and planning phase, and that can include wireframes and a sitemap as an example. Wireframes is similar to sitemap. Let me explain sitemap really quickly. My view of a sitemap is where we've identified the parent page names and
Mm.
content, and then the child pages to those parents, and it's in text. It's just an outline, and uh, it can you can make it pretty with a graph and make it graphical, but it's pretty simple. When we talk about a wireframe, is we drill down a little bit. Let's say that we're talking about the home page as a parent page, the about us page is a parent page, the products page is a parent page. But let's go to the about us page.
Mm.
Here is where we can say we've got a hero banner at the top, and then a biography of the founders, who is on the team, how to contact us. So these are different sections of that page. But then that and that we want to make that graphical, so an idea of visually what it's going to look like. But not just for the desktop computer. We need that what's it going to look like on a tablet and what's it going to look like on a mobile
Oh
device,
yeah.
because we want to be responsive to those different devices, and we can't show it exactly the same way because on a desktop it's going to be big, and we don't want to just scrunch it down and make it all fit in the same way on a mobile. So the wireframes help us really get a little bit more granular detail on how each of these pages will look and what the flow will be like
Okay.
from one page to another.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a kind of an architecture.
Yes.
Yeah. Like you have rooms in a house. You need to have a good way to go around the house and find easily where is the bathroom or where is the kitchen or something. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's not exactly the same thing, but it's like that. It's an architecture, not only engineering, but it's a design. Yeah,
Yeah. And
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
I want to know where the swimming pool is going to be.
Yeah. Of course, it's the better place in the house, the swimming pool. Yes, but I'm thinking about when I have a house. Yeah, I want to invite a friend. I just send to him my address, so the guy goes to the car. Yeah, and pick some machine, put the address, click a button, and the car goes almost automatically to that place. Yeah, today it's like that. In the past, we had maps or we ask someone where is somewhere, but today we have the machines, yeah, that goes almost automatically. But how I find a web address? I remember receiving cards with a web address. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
one way,
that
but
makes me think of funnels and
yeah.
the marketing effort required
Oh.
to bring attention, bring awareness to your website.
Mhm.
And there's many different ways to market a website. As an example, there's television ads. You've seen them. You remember the big Super Bowl ads for Monster? They were a job site. They were, and GoDaddy did big Super Bowl ads. That's one way. It's very expensive. That's one way. Then there's
Yeah.
also the search engines like Google and Bing and Yahoo. And not
Yeah.
only do they have algorithms that look for websites, and they compare relevance by how many people are visiting those websites, and that's how they start to rank a website on the search results. But they also offer ads where you can buy an ad or you could buy clicks. And so that has become a very popular way to bring your website address towards
Mhm.
the top of the page of results when people search for uh, your
Yeah. Yeah,
company.
it's an important point in the funnel, how to come to the website. And we have a risk there. I made a website in 1990, 96, 97, more or less. Was one of the first websites, big websites I made. Was for a television program. Was a lady named Shusha. She had a program for kids, okay, with music and shows and animes, etc. Yeah. So I made the website, and she asked for promotion, for donating money for kids, for poor kids. And we made that tool to receive money when click a button, the credit card and things. Well, I believe it was one of the first e-commerces in the Brazilian internet. But she went to the television and put the address, donate here. So in that moment, in the next, let's see, 5 minutes, we have around 100,000 visits to the website, and the website had a denial of service because of that. In that
Yes.
moment, 1999 something, we didn't have all that infrastructure. So 100,000 visits in the website was too much.
Yes.
Today, I believe the website receives millions of visits. Yeah?
Hmm.
And it can happen. If you put an advertising in TV, the website can halt, yes, can stop totally
Yes.
because the number of visits. How
Yes.
can I avoid this? Is it possible? Do you know a way? Take
Well, one
care.
way is you. It's called metering your response.
Oh,
So let's say that you have a search term that people would frequently use to find your product.
okay.
You can go to, let's say, Google, but any of the search engines, but let's say Google for now. You can say, how many times, you can run a query. How many times did people search for flat screen TV?
Hmm.
And maybe that's what you're selling is flat screen TVs.
Hmm.
And how many times did they search for this term in 1 week? And the results might come back and say 500,000 times that term
Hmm.
was searched. And
Okay.
then you could make a decision to buy 50,000 of those clicks, of those impressions.
Okay. Hmm.
So that's called metering the response. So you can determine what can your server handle, what can your processing handle, and then you can buy your advertising at it, accordingly.
Oh, well,
Good example.
okay. No, it returns us to the structuring again, because we in the sitemap we have kinds of pages, kinds of posts, the categories of blogs, for example. Yeah.
Hmm.
So depending on the page, depending on the category, we will have different limits. Am I right?
Uh, well, I look at it a little differently. When I
Uh-huh.
think of that, maybe I'm not understanding correctly, but what I'm talking about is trying to
Mhm.
limit the response So I don't buy 500,000 impressions in a week. I buy 50,000 or
Okay.
whatever is appropriate for my website. But then
Hmm.
it goes back to the funnel,
Okay.
which is where do we want to bring them into the website at? And that's where your categories and structure would be appropriate to identify. So if we're looking for donations, let's bring them directly to the landing page for donations
Yep.
when we buy those ads. If we're looking for people to go straight to buying the flat screen TV, let's take them directly to the products page or the product category of flat screen TVs
Yep.
and present those when they first land in order to catch them immediately because you have a short window of time to catch their attention and satisfy their interest in what they're looking for. Satisfy it quickly. If you can do that, you have a much higher rate of
Yeah.
conversion. In other words, make money.
Yeah, it's a kind of art doing a website.
Yes.
Thank you, Dan Lennon. I believe we have made our time in this live streaming. I very much appreciate your generosity sharing your
My pleasure.
knowledge. Thank you.
My
If you
pleasure.
want to say the last things.
Well, I think I'd like to just include on our next visit a discussion about whether we build static pages or dynamic pages
Oh, good
or
idea.
custom
Uh-huh.
post types,
Yeah,
because that's part of the architecture
the
of your website.
architecture. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please click on the like button,
And
on the
subscribe.
bell. Yeah, and sign the new channel. It's a new channel we have here, and I hope you invite your friends, and I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate your presence.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you. Be
Thank you.
happy. Bye bye.
See you
Yeah.
next week.
See you next week. Bye bye.